マーティン教授、今日は、SAK にお越しいただきありがとうございます。
Thank you very much. It's been a really good time to look around and see your wonderful facilities and meet the wonderful staff as well.
そうです。もうすでにお話しいただいた内容も一部あるかと思うんですけれども、まずは、マーティン教授のこれまでのキャリア、どんなふうに教授になられて、どんなふうなことを研究されてきたのかっていうところをお伺いさせていただいてもよろしいでしょうか。
Yes, I'm very happy to talk to you about that. So I did an undergraduate degree in electronic engineering. Nearly 40 years ago started that. And after that, I took an unusual career step of becoming a sound engineer for 5 years. And that was with a range of things from theatre shows to rock bands, all sorts of things. And that was a fantastic career, but I decided I wanted to change career. And therefore I went back to university to do a PhD. I did a PhD in audio electronics. I took a research job looking at how we communicate audio over the network. That was the very early days of sending audio over the network, a long time before streaming became even thought about. I was doing the pioneering work in that area. That was made possible by going to university for a second time, and I see that SAK is looking very much into supporting people who want a second career through education. And then following that PhD work and research into audio over networks, I started as a lecturer in computer science and electronic engineering, and that led me to research into furthering my research into networking, looking to see how networks can be used to transmit all kinds of media. I was very lucky to be at the start of when networks were just exploding and becoming the internet as we know it today. And then, as well as researching into networks, I've moved into how we secure networks. So cybersecurity for networks has been an important part of my research. And I'm very fortunate to have worked with many excellent PhD students and collaborative industry and other universities in researching this wonderful area of technology.
Thank you. OK です。ありがとうございます。今のお話を聞いていて、研究を、セカンドキャリアで、オーディオネットワークの研究を始めて、でその後で今度教えるっていう、教育の方にも携わることになったと思うんですけども、そのなんか研究だけじゃなくてその教育の方にも興味を持たれたというか、そっちを歩まれたきっかけみたいなものって何かありますか？
So what inspired me was I've always enjoyed learning. I think learning new things has been something that has inspired me throughout my life. And even now I'm older, I still love learning about new things. And I think an education and continual learning throughout your life is a really important way to empower us as humans to just enrich our lives. And I very much wanted to be part of that. So I enjoy research and I enjoy new technology, but I also really enjoy inspiring and teaching people that are also going to hopefully be inspired by this life.
私も、SAK で、教師を、授業を教えているんですけども、その今のマーティさんのお話を聞いてると、研究もやられてるし、授業もやられてるし、あとは他の多分いろいろな業務もあると思うんですけど、その辺のバランスって、マーティさんどんな感じで取られているのかっていうのをちょっとお伺いしてもよろしいでしょうか。
And what I found is that yes, it can be difficult to balance both research and teaching, but one thing I'm very fortunate is that my research area is also my teaching area. Yeah, I do have a busy life with a very full calendar, and my students are always surprised to see that my calendar is full from 9 o'clock in the morning till 5 o'clock in the evening. But that means when I'm working with them, they can see that learning how to work and juggle, as we say, your time is a very important part of any professional life. And I think sometimes it's important for students to see that you only get somewhere with hard work.
ありがとうございます。Thank you. そんな教育もやられているマーティンさんが今働かれているエセックス大学なんですけども、ちょっと先ほどお話ご説明いただいた内容でもあるんですけども、エセックス大学のコンピュータサイエンスの副学部長をやられているということで、そのコンピュータサイエンス学部の特徴というか強みみたいなものっていうのがどんなところにあるのかっていうのをお尋ねしたいです。
Yes, I'm very fortunate to have an excellent range of colleagues that are all researchers. So all of our staff have some research interest, and most are very research active. And one of the strengths we have is that we like to blend our research and teaching. So we call that research-led teaching. So the range of research that we have at SAK spans everything from my own area, which is computer networks and security. We have artificial intelligence. We started in artificial intelligence in the 1980s, and now it's exploded as a really popular area, but there's something we've been doing for a very long time. We have other areas of expertise, including robotics, which includes putting robots into extreme environments like nuclear power recycling. So we have that strength of research base, which means that our teachers are also experts in their area, and that provides not only expertise, but also means our staff are highly motivated in the areas.
今のお話でエセックス大学の教授の方たちっていうのは、リサーチャーでもあり教育者でもあるっていうお話だったと思うんですけど、ちょっと SAK の話に入っていきたいと思うんですけれども、SAK は講師の人間が、エンジニアであり、教育者でもあるといったところが一つの特徴になっていて、でここで実践的な、実際に生徒さんが、IT 業界に働いている時に、役に立つようなスキルや知識っていうのを学んでいただくっていったところが一つの特色になっているんですけれども、そういったその SAK の教育モデルについての、その価値についてどんなふうに、お考えなのかっていうのをお尋ねしたいです。
Thank you very much. I'm very excited to hear about that because I've worked very closely with industry in my work, and I think that bringing education and industry together is absolutely vital to not only make the education better, but also bring vocational skills to those that are learning. And I think also it makes it more interesting. I think if you're learning about things which you know are going to be the way it's done in industry, to get that expertise from people who really understand it, which SAK employees do. You've got excellent teaching staff that understand all of that. I think that's really good to inspire the students. We have a saying in English, which is when somebody is excellent at something, they've written the book on the subject, and it's really pleasing for me to see that at SAK you have literally written the books on the subject.
SAK の、もう一つの特色として、今、セカンドキャリアの、方たちへの、IT の技術を、身につけていただくっていったようなところを、サポートしたいと思っていて、で、なんでかっていうと日本ではそのサッカーだったりさまざまなスポーツのプロスポーツ選手であったり、あとは、自衛官の方であったりっていうのが結構その若くして、転職されるっていうことが、多いんですけども、そういった時に、セカンドキャリアをどのように、築いていくのかっていったところで、比較的築いていく環境っていうのが整っていないっていったところが一つ日本の課題としてあるなと我々は思っていて、そこに対する、一つの対策として、我々はそのような、ところをサポートしていきたいというふうに考えているんですけど、こういった取り組みについて、マティさんどのように、評価されているのかっていうのを、お伺いできますでしょうか。
I'm really excited to hear about the work working in second careers. As you heard earlier, I came to university life as a second career. I think it's a really important thing to offer society. And I'm very fortunate. I've worked with thousands of students over my academic career, and the ones that have been most motivated have been those that are moving as mature students, as we call them, for a second career. What I've seen is that those who come to study later after another career are those that are used to having to work and do things in a methodical way. And if they're sports people, they're also used to working very hard for a goal-orientated thing, such as a new career. So I think that they will be ideally placed to study. And so I would say that those who are thinking about this really should look forward to it without any fear, because although they may have had a gap from formal education, they've got the huge advantages that life experience brings them towards study. What I see about SAK's approach is that they will be using industry standards within the way they teach. And I think that really gives motivation for those who are looking towards a second career, because they can see that what they're learning is actually really useful in the workplace.
日本のセカンドキャリアの課題にっていうのがあるという話をさせていただいたんですけども、ちょっとマーティンさんの、長年研究されたり教育されたり、してきた経験から、イギリスであったり、あとはその他の国々が抱えているような IT 教育における課題みたいなものっていうのが、どんなものがあるのかなっていうのと、あとは日本と共通するような課題っていうのがあるのかっていうのをちょっと教えていただければなと思います。
Yes, it's very interesting you asked that question. I think we're at the point of a big change in higher education, and SAK are one of the organisations that are leading that change. We're seeing a big change in the way students learn. So one of the things that's common in Japan and in the United Kingdom is that students are less engaged in their studies, and that means we need to bring new ways of challenging that and bringing them towards engagement in their learning. And I think that one of the ways we can do that is by making our courses highly relevant to them. And so having industry focus is one way in which students can see a path that they're learning today, and that will be their future. And one of the things I see as very powerful is that this new course will bring students to learn a number of subjects, but bring them together in a program which provides an education that will last them for their lifetime.
今その課題のお話をしているんですけども、これまでのマーティンさんがネットワーク分野に携われて携われていた経験から、もしくは IT 業界っていうもうちょっと広い範囲でもいいんですけど、今後そのIT 業界やネットワーク業界であったりに求められている人材っていうのは、どんな人たちだっていうふうにマーティンさん感じられているのかなというのをお伺いしたいです。
What we do see though is that artificial intelligence or AI or machine learning is going to play a very important part of that future. And I'm very fortunate that I've been using machine learning techniques for, well, since my PhD 26 years ago, and I think that we're going to see continual use of machine learning and AI, and that's one of the challenges. And we see AI as both a fantastic opportunity and also a challenge in education. And the same was true. I was very fortunate to see the birth of the internet, and that brought many wonderful experiences and opportunities, but also many challenges for education as well. We see some educational establishments trying to fight against AI, but I believe we need to be embracing it and using it and teaching our students how to use it. In particular, AI brings some challenges for assessment, traditional coursework. Students can use AI to provide answers, and that would be a bad thing if it's not their answers. But we both work in an area of innovation, and we can use AI to innovate the way we teach, and that's what we know we will be doing that.
今その AI によって大きな変革の時を迎えていると いうお話だったんですけども、そんなこう中で、これから、IT 業界にこう入ろう、IT を学ぼうっていう学生さんに向けて、のちょっとメッセージっていうところをマーティさんからいくつかいただければなと思うんですけども、まず1つ目はマーティさんの考える、IT の魅力ってどんなものが、ありますか？
So IT is a fantastic world to work in. IT is transforming the world around us. And I think it's a wonderful thing to be able to pick up a mobile phone or use a computer and really understand how it all works as it's transforming our lives. IT changing the way entertainment works, the way we communicate to people around us, the way we learn. I think being part of that is a really exciting opportunity for people. We now sort of look and say geek is cool, and to be part of that world which is transforming our lives is a wonderful opportunity.
2つ目なんですけど、そのクールな、IT 業界で働くことの、意義についてどのようにお考えでいらっしゃいますでしょうか？
So I think the wonderful thing is that it's so much part of everything we do, everything from as I said, we wake up and we see entertainment, we look at our phones, we're using technology to plan our transit and transport, using technology in the workplace, and being part of that is a wonderful opportunity. And I think it's actually a way we can see significance of what we do. I think it's a wonderful thing to be working in industry which is so important to the world around us.
3つ目ですけど、これから IT 業界で働く、学生たちへっていうことだったんですけど、これからSAK に入って学んでいただける学生たちっていうのが増えていくと思うんですけども、そういった彼らに向けて、ちょっと漠然としてて申し訳ないんですけど、何かメッセージをいただければと思うんですけども。
What I'd like to say is that working in IT is a wonderful opportunity for your career, and SAK has got excellent facilities and a team of instructors that really ready to springboard you into your future.
もう一つですね、ご質問なんですけども、今回、SAK とあと SX で、TNE パートナーシップという形でコラボレーションさせていただくことになるんですけども、今日、マーティさん SAK、いろいろと、見ていただいたかなと思うんですけども、どのような印象を持たれましたかっていうところと、なんか特に印象に残った点があれば、ぜひ教えていただければと思います。
Yes, thank you very much for showing me around. It's a wonderful opportunity. We can see here this will be the new campus in one part of Tokyo, which is very exciting to see. And what I've seen is you've got excellent facilities. You've got spaces not only for the students to learn, but also some social spaces, which I think is really important. So when they're learning, but they can also talk about their learning outside of those spaces. I've also noticed that you've got excellent locations for your campuses, so very conveniently placed for people that are coming in on transit to attend their learning. I'm very excited to see the way that you've got excellent cloud facilities in order to do the learning. So things like having cyber security machines so that students can see what the real networks look like. So I'm very excited about this collaboration opportunity. I think at Essex we've got a lot to learn from you. I was very excited to hear about some of the cybersecurity work you're doing, and that's something we'll be very interested to try out ourselves and maybe do together. I'm very excited that we can share some of our educational practices, and we really look forward to doing that in this collaboration.
ぜひ我々もそういった教育であったり施設の面でコラボレーション一緒にできていけるといいなというふうに願っておりますので、ぜひよろしくお願いします。
Thank you very much for inviting me here today, and I think I'm very much looking forward to collaborating. I think we've got a lot to learn from each other's organisations. I've very much enjoyed hearing today about the wonderful things that you're doing in SAK.
天王洲キャンパスを新しく、今回、オープンすることになったんですけども、かなり我々としてはこだわって探した場所になる ですけども、今ちょっとお越しいただいて見ていただいたんですけど、どんな印象を持たれたかなっていうのを改めてお伺いしてもよろしいでしょうか。
Yes, I was delighted to come to this new building, this new facility. It's a really, for one thing, it's a wonderful view. It's also got excellent transport links, so I think it's a wonderful place. And also lots of space for students to work and also socialise. I think it's very important that students can learn, but also then talk about their learning together.
ありがとうございます。じゃあ、本日はいろいろお伺いすることができて、とても、ありがたい、時間をいただきました。どうもありがとうございます。
Thank you very much. ありがとうございます。